Alright, how you doing guys? It's Mr. Dalek JD here, and in this video I'm going to be just talking to you guys about a little bit of information that has been given in some press releases, kind of like little press reviews of Revolution, and there'll be links in the description where you can read about every single map, including all the multiplayer maps and the zombies as well. But of course we're going to be focusing on the zombies. But as a side note, if you guys want to see gameplay of the Peacekeeper in some of the multiplayer maps, you can find them on YouTube, and those will be in the articles in the description below. But anyway, let's get into Die Rise. Alright, this is from the IGN article, and regarding Die Rise, to say the name may induce an eye roll, but this new zombies map feels very different from the rest of Black Ops 2. Instead of relatively open spaces, Die Rise places you in a crumbling skyscraper. It's much more claustrophobic than Transit, consisting almost entirely of tight hallways, many of which have holes in them allowing zombies to attack from above. You can use the elevator to move around, though doing so can be, risky, and usually pieces of the building break in such a way that you can leap between sections. Now I really like the sound of this because it kind of sounds like the map's going to change every time you play it, like you're never going to have the same experience again. And I'm just thinking, like, how can Treyarch do something more creative than they have done with previous maps? And no offense to anyone that actually enjoyed Transit, but Transit was sort of a 15 minutes of fame thing. I really don't like that map now, and I really can't wait to kill some zombies in a new map. Just like in Transit, taking the time to learn the level will be paramount in Die Rise. Well, I knew that was bound to happen. Run around a corner too fast and you might fall to your death, and you'll need to save your precious resources to purchase access to new parts of the world. It's interesting to save your precious resources, so I'm guessing buildables. A ton of parts are scattered about the building, though my team and I never managed to find a workbench. So if the map does change, like, you know, kind of how the way the whole building breaks in such ways that the way the building breaks could change depending on how you play the map. Perhaps the workbenches could be in separate locations. That's just my idea though. On top of the undead legions, you'll also face a deadly new minion. They look similar to the goblin-like enemies that lash out at you in the fog, only they come during specific waves and can do short teleports around the environment. They go down really easily, but can pick off a survivor who strays out on their own with ease. I'm not too sure of my thoughts on this because the denizens in Transit were so annoying. They were not needed. They were absolutely not needed. But I guess if these similar enemies only come during specific ways, I can live with that. That's something that I could probably get used to. But I guess that gives more challenge for higher rounds, maybe. Yeah, and there's a separate article as well, which I'm going to read to you now, which is from One of Swords, who's a guy on Twitter. If you haven't already followed him, go and do so right now. Now, his little review of Die Rise goes a little bit like this. He also got a chance to play through some of the new zombies level Die Rise. You start in what appears to be a hotel lobby with a large desk, some stairs, an elevator, and a whole lot of sky where the wall should be. This is a skyscraper, and something apocalyptic happened here because there are chunks of the building missing and destruction outside. The environment is so different that it creates new gameplay. It's not just escaping zombies, you have to worry about your environment and just dying by falling. This brings a lot of verticality, which is something they pushed in the trailer, and risk to your movements. If you run and turn the corner, that corner might not be there. Take it slow, find out where you are, and make a plan, and don't die. Despite that warning, One of Swords died. He earned a little bit of money, let his crew unlock a few doors, clear away some rubble, and see just how bad the surroundings were. The path that they explored revealed more and more of the rubble. They found a destroyed store, an abandoned inactive escalator, an open elevator shaft, holes in walls that led to unknown areas, or just outside into thin air. At one point they stepped forward, only to slide into the remains of another building, which is inverted. I found myself in a room where the clock and light fixtures were mounted upside down, for instance. And he says that you won't ruin any surprises, you'll explore it soon enough ourselves, and when we do, we can tell we can see what parts you can build scattered around the ruins. But what he will say is that if everybody gets in the elevator at the start of the level, something happens. I'm not too sure what that is, but, you know, I love your feedback, so what do you think could happen? I absolutely have no idea, but I love your creativity. Anyway, let's go into Turned, because Turned is actually quite exciting, because it's the first time we're ever going to be able to play as a zombie. But is it really going to be as good as it sounds? Because 4Z4 sounded amazing, and it just seemed like it was something that was a great idea, just wasn't implemented strongly enough. It just didn't fully deliver, if that makes sense. But anyway, One of Swords said this: "From the beginning, what would it like to be a zombie? But we never knew. Now they've finally done it. The result is Turned, a frantic 3 zombies on 1 humans showdown in and around the North Highway Diner." Now basically it's set in diner in transit. It's ridiculously fast paced, and so unlike any normal zombies mode that it may be as polarizing as it is entertaining. Turned is basically kill the guy with the ball, where the ball is a working circuitry system. Armed with either a shotgun or an array of weapons in a reverse gun game configuration, with the first weapon being the executioner, that sounds actually like a decent idea, because if there was a mystery box, say if everyone got ray guns, it would be extremely easy. So the weapons you get are in a reverse gun game configuration. The lone human has to fend off 3 zombies that constantly race around the level trying to kill them, screaming all the while. The winner is whoever can survive as a human the longest in a 5-minute span. Power-ups drop to help out either side from time to time, but the turnover is extremely high. Most of the time I stay alive for mere seconds. Zelensky's advised that in this you just got to keep moving. It's an instinctual game. This is going to let you get in and get a quick adrenaline hit. It's a shorter game mode, and it's also a hilarious one that offers something new to the Call of Duty franchise, which, you know, I'm a little bit skeptical about Turned, because it does sound like an amazing idea, but I don't want them to kind of go overkill on it, if it makes sense. Like, I don't want them to fully copy Left 4 Dead's multiplayer mode, you know, where people could play as humans and others could play as the infected. But it just seems like something small and little. It's nothing too important, if that makes sense. But anyway, IGN's review of Turned was this. Now, they say that a lot of people dislike the time commitment of zombies. Thus, Treyarch created a new mode called Turn, which is the competitive mode where players take turns playing both zombies and survivors. And they say here's how it works. 4 people hop into the diner map, all of them spawning in as zombies. The first person to reach a syringe becomes the first survivor, with the others attempting to kill them. The zombies are much, much faster than what you fight in transit, and can kill the survivor in 1 hit. The survivor starts with a revolver, but then, like gun game, unlocks new weapons with each kill. Playing the survivor earns you points, and the person with the most points in the end wins. While I don't see Turned becoming something legions of people sink hours into the way they do transit, it worked as a nice palate cleanser. Games take less than 10 minutes, and everyone inevitably gets some time as a survivor because, well, surviving is hard. After you kill a zombie, there's a bit of downtime between bringing the next weapon to bear, and this almost results in zombies getting the drop on you. The biggest downer when it comes to Turned, it only works on the diner map. Hopefully it'll be expanded with future DLC, because for now it becomes repetitive after only a few rounds. Now, that's something that I'm a little bit disappointed about, that they couldn't have expanded it for any other maps at the moment, but you know, this is brand new, so I guess this is sort of more of a prototype, because I'm not too sure if Treyarch even wanted to release this, because, you know, they said before that they tested this vigorously, but it just sounds like something that you can't really fully incorporate. So I'm kind of glad that they made this as just a separate little fun game mode, but hopefully it will be a lot of fun, and who knows, maybe in the future they can adapt it a little bit more. But there you go, that's the information I got for you guys regarding Die Rise and Turned. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want to click that like button, it'll be really, really helpful. And make sure you subscribe, because Tuesday, Die Rise and Turned drop, and I'll be bringing you guys a lot of great content, helping you guys out, the Easter egg, high rounds, and lots of stuff like that. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys soon.